The PGA Tour season is flying by. The second major championship of 2013 is upon us. Hey everyone, I'm John Swantek with Amanda Balionis, previewing the 113th United States Open at Merion outside of Philadelphia.
With 75 spots reserved for exempt players, thousands of professionals and amateurs from across the country battled it out in an attempt to qualify for the remaining 81 spots. On Thursday, the dream of playing in the national championship will be realized. It's
been 32 years since Merion hosted the U.S. Open. That's when David Graham followed Lee Trevino in 1971, Ben Hogan in 1950, and Olin Dutra in 1934 as Open champions there. Built on just 111 acres, Merion plays less than 7,000 yards. It's the shortest U.S. Open venue since Shinnecock in 2004.
Can't forget about Olin Dutra, of course. Course conditions will also be of interest to players and fans. Superstorm Andrea flooded some of the holes late last week, and while the USGA has been scrambling to make sure the course is in pristine condition, we could be seeing softer conditions, which means lower scores than usual.
Take a look at the course description here at Merion. It's an original Hugh Wilson design in 1916. Plays to a par 70, and the question is, will this old course be a formidable modern-day test for the world's best players?
And of course, there are some unique things about this course. For instance, players will be starting on the 11th hole when they start on the back nine. And yeah, you got to talk about the baskets, right?
Yes, very unique. And also, I think the middle third of this golf course is what the players are going to get after. Those are the easiest scoring holes after the first six.
And of course, there are some very compelling player storylines always in a major championship. Webb Simpson attempts to become the first player since Curtis Strange in 1988 and 1989 to repeat as a champion. And Phil Mickelson, who turns 43 on Sunday, looks to finally win the Open after 5 runner-up finishes in an impressive finish last week.
Yeah, played well in Memphis. Can world number 2 Rory McIlroy find his top form this week? And of course, can Tiger Woods, 4 times a winner this season, clinch his first major championship since 2008?
Of course, the big discussion is Tiger back, is Tiger not back? A lot of people say, hey, until he wins a major championship, he's not back. 4 times a winner, not good enough for Tiger Woods. But he has, of course, won the Farmers Insurance Open 6 previous times. In 5 of those years, he went on to win at least 1 major tournament, so this could be it.
Haven't seen him since the Memorial Tournament. It was a poor performance for Woods that week, a tie for 65th. I think it's going to have very little effect on the way he plays this week. He went from the prohibitive favorite, I believe, to just the favorite this week.
It's amazing. Only Tiger Woods could win 4 times, win a World Golf Championships event, has 1 bad week, and people say, well, his game is totally gone. So let's not overreact to it just yet, but let's take a look at his finishes at majors since he won the Open. Taking a look at 2008, he did not play the Open Championship. He did not play the PGA Championship that year.
Yeah, in 2008, of course, the longest drought that Tiger has gone without winning a major championship after defeating Rocco Mediate. It's interesting, he was well ahead of Jack Nicklaus's career major championship trajectory for a long time, Amanda, but with this 5-year drought, he's still sort of on the same timeline as Jack. Both players with 14 majors at the age of 37.
There's a lot of game left, I have a feeling, in Tiger Woods. He has plenty of time to catch that record, but several intriguing groups for the first 2 days. Let's take a peek at a few that will have everyone's attention in the opening round.
Phil Mickelson, who played very well at Memphis, almost stole the tournament from Harris English. In fact, will go off at 7:11 a.m. on Thursday alongside Steve Stricker and Keegan Bradley. They will begin not on the 10th hole, but on the 11th hole Thursday.
And Matt Kuchar, of course, one of the favorites, I think, this week now for the U.S. Open, along with Justin Rose and Brandt Snedeker. They'll be teeing off also on the 11th at 7:22 a.m. Eastern Time.
My winner for the U.S. Open is in this group. We'll get to that in just a minute. 1:14 p.m. Eastern off the first tee, which is about 5 steps from the veranda behind the clubhouse there. Tiger Woods, Rory McIlroy, and Adam Scott, the only man with a chance to win the Grand Slam this year.
We have plenty of coverage this week, but before we get to the air times and where you can watch it, I want to hear your pick.
He won a couple of weeks ago. I like Matt Kuchar this week. I think it's his time. The significant tournaments that he's won over the last couple of years are trending toward a major championship. The only concern is that Matt doesn't drive it exceptionally well, and these are such narrow fairways here this week. If he does, I think Kuchar is going to be a handful. I think it's his time.
Matt Kuchar is also one of my favorites, but I'm going Phil Mickelson. He kept turning it up every single day in Memphis to the point where he almost holed out for eagle to tie for what would have then been the lead with Harris English. He is dialed in. He's ready to go. 5 runner-up finishes. He has to knock down the door at some point, right? So I'm going to go ahead and say this week is the week.
43 years old on Father's Day. Happy early birthday to Phil Mickelson. Lots of coverage on television and radio this week. Take a look at the air times. Beginning on Thursday, ESPN comes on the air at 9 a.m. Then NBC Sports picks it up at 3, and ESPN brings it home. 10 hours of coverage on the opening round.
And SiriusXM PGA Tour Radio will be on from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern. Enjoy the coverage of the 113th United States Open Championship.